Good morning, students. This is session 1 of 8th Standard Social Science, History, 6th Unit, Development of Industries in India. So, children, listen carefully to this session. In case of any doubts, make a note of it. We shall be clarified on the day of reopening. So, now let's enter into today's topic. So, today we are going to see about how the industries was developed from the ancient period to nowadays. So, the history of Indian industry perhaps dates back to the history of humankind. So, India's traditional economy was characterized by a blend of agriculture and handicrafts. So, India's economy was a blend or a mixture of agriculture and the handicrafts. And also, according to Edward Baines, the birthplace of cotton manufacture is India, where it probably flourished long before the dawn of authentic history. So, according to Edward Baines, he said that the birthplace of cotton is India. So, the birthplace of cotton is India according to Edward Baines. And also, the foreign travelers like the Bernier who visited India during the reign of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. So, the Bernier who visited India during the period of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, he also said that India has an incredible quantity of manufactured goods like the agriculture products and the handicrafts. And also the Tavernier. So, the Tavernier is a French traveler. He admired the peacock throne, the carpets of silk and gold as well as many carvings. So, the Tavernier, a French traveler, he admired the peacock throne of India and also the carpets of silk and gold as well as many carvings. So, these are all the accounts of travelers who visited India who told about the economic status of India. Now we are going to see about the traditional crafts of India. So, what was the traditional crafts which was produced in India? So, the crafts in India has a rich history. So, it has a very prosperous history. So, crafts were an integral part in the life of the people. So, it was the part of the life of the people. So, the basic income they are earning from the craft. So, the basic income they are earning from the cottage industries. So, the crafts were an integral part in the life of the people. But before the arrival of mechanized industry, the production of Indian handicrafts was the second largest source of employment in the rural India next to agriculture. So, before the arrival of machine products, the traditional Indian industry was the second largest source of employment. And also, the traditional Indian industry was known in the fields of textiles. So, some traditional industry of India is textiles, woodwork, ivory. So, ivory is elephant tusk. Then stone cutting work, then leather work, then fragrance wood. So, leather work and fragrance wood. Fragrance means some sweet smelling wood. And then the metal work and also jewelries. So, these are all the fields or these are all the traditional job or the traditional craft of India. And also some village artisans like potters, weavers, the smith, they produced articles and utensils for domestic use. The smith and all they produce the articles and utensils for domestic use. But some specialized goods were produced for domestic as well as international market. Some goods were produced for domestic purpose, that is within the country, and international means outside the country. So, such specialized goods produced were cotton textiles. So, some specialized products were exported outside the India. So, such products are cotton textile and the muslin cloth. So, So the Muslim cloth is a very light material cloth. And next one is wool. So wool is also exported from India. And next one is silk. And then some metal articles. So India was famous for its fine quality of cotton as well as silk cloth. So India is famous for fine quality of cotton and silk. And there are reference made by many scholars. So there are reference made in many scholarly works to the professions of weaver, the tailor and the dyer. Certain centers of metal industry were quite well known. So many historical sources, they told about the professions like weaver, tailor and dyer, and also some metal industry. So certain centers of metal industry were quite well known, and also for example the Saurashtra. So Saurashtra was known for bell metal. Saurashtra was known for bell metal, and also the Vanga. So Vanga is in Bengal for tin industry. So Vanga is well known for tin industry, and then Dhaka. So Dhaka is well known for muslin cloth. So muslin cloth is a light material cloth. So now let's see about the Muslim cloth of Dhaka. So this is the Egyptian tomb or pyramid. So the mummies in the Egyptian tombs dating from 2000 BC or BCE were found wrapped in Indian muslin cloth of the finest quality. A 50 meter of this thin fabric could be squeezed into a matchbox. So the mummies in the Egypt of 2000 BC was found to be wrapped in an Indian muslin cloth, and the muslin cloth is very light material, so that the 50 meter of this cloth can be squeezed. It can be fit into a tiny matchbox. So imagine how light it would be. So now we are going to see the decline of Indian industries. So how the Indian industry declined. So first one is the loss of royal patronage. So the first reason for the decline of Indian industry is loss of royal patronage. So the British conquest. So British conquest means the arrival of British. It transformed the Indian economy into a colonial economy. So the British, they transformed the Indian economy into their British economy. And also, as the British conquered the Indian territories one after another, the native rulers or the kings or the nobles and the landlords, they lost their power and prosperity. So as the British, they conquered every place, the native kings, they lost their power and prosperity. So the demand for the fine articles to be displayed in darbars and other ceremonial occasions disappeared. So the basic demand was disappeared. So the basic demand or the exhibition of the articles in the darbar or any ceremonial occasion was disappeared. And also, as a result, the craftsmen who were patronized by these rulers lost their importance and became poor. So as the result of the British interference, the craftsmen, they became poor. And also, for generations, these craftsmen had been practicing their craft and they did not possess any other skills. So for generation, the particular craftsman will do the same work. So they are not skilled in any other work. So they had to work as a laborers in the field to meet their daily needs. This change resulted in increased pressure on agriculture, and there was a large scale underemployment in agriculture. So because of this, many did a daily work in the agricultural field. So this resulted in large scale employment in agriculture. And also, the substitution of commercial food crops in agriculture ruined the Indian agro-based industry. So the British, they forced the farmers to cultivate the commercial crops. So commercial means it is meant for cash crops other than food crops. For example, in People's Revolt lesson, we have seen the British forced the farmers to cultivate indigo. Indigo is a commercial crop and it is used for dyeing the textile. So the substitution of this commercial for food crops ruined the Indian agro-based industry. So now let's see about the transition from producer to exporter of raw materials. So the second reason behind the decline of Indian industry is the transition from producer, that is the Indian farmers, they were made as a exporter. So the Indian handicrafts that had made the country famous collapsed under the colonial rule. So in the Indian handicraft, it got collapsed under the British rule. And also this was mainly due to the competition posed by the machine-made goods that were imported from Britain by the British rulers. So the collapse of traditional craft Indian industry is because of the machine-based goods. It's because of the machine products. So there was a tough competition between the Indian handicrafts and with the machine goods which were imported from Britain by the British rulers. And also the ruling British turned India as a producer of raw materials for their industries and markets for their finished products. So the ruling British, they converted India as a producer of raw materials. So the farmers, they need to cultivate the raw materials and they need to export it to the Britain, where in the Britain with the help of machine, they make the finished products and sell it at high rate in India. And also because of the invention of railways and roadways which was introduced by the British, it facilitated the movement of finished products and also the raw materials from India. So with the invention of the railways and roadways by the British, it facilitated the import and export exchange between the Britain and the India. And then the next reason for the decline of Indian industry is because of the competition of machine-made goods. So the textile was the oldest industry in India. So the oldest industry in India is textile industry, and also the highly specialized skills of the Indian weavers and the low production cost gave a tough competition to the European manufacturers. So the highly skilled Indian weavers and also the low cost of the Indian product, it gave a tough competition with the machine-based goods. And also the Europeans, they invented lot of things. For example, cotton gin. So this is cotton gin. Next is flying shuttle. So they introduced flying shuttle. And next one is spinning jenny. They introduced spinning jenny. And also steam engine in England. So the Europeans, they introduced the cotton gin, flying shuttle, spinning gin, and also the steam engine in England, and it made the production faster when compared to the Indian goods, which was completely handicraft goods. And also India became the market for the finished products of Britain. So the Britain, they produce the raw materials in India and they export it to their country, where with the help of machines they will produce one product and they will sell it at high rate in India. So hence India became the market for the finished products of Britain. So as a result, the peasants who had supplemented their income by part-time spinning and weaving had to now rely only on cultivation, so they lost their livelihood. Because of the invention of machines, they lost their livelihood and they have to depend upon the cultivation. And also the Indian goods made with primitive techniques could not compete with the industrial goods made in England. So the Indian handicraft products was not able to compete with the machine-made goods because it was very perfect. So the machine-made goods are very perfect finished goods. So now let's see about the drain theory of Dadabhai Naoroji. So Dadabhai Naoroji is called the great old man of India. So Dadabhai Naoroji was the first to acknowledge that the poverty of the Indian people was due to the British exploitation of India's resources and the drain of India's wealth to Britain. So according to Dadabhai Naoroji, the English was the real reason behind the India's poverty and the drain. So they drained all the wealth and they took it to Britain. So this is called the drain theory of Dadabhai Naoroji. So he acknowledged that the poverty of the Indian people is because of the British. They over-exploited the Indian resources. And next reason is the trading policy of the British. So the next reason for the decline of Indian industry is the trading policy of the British. So let's see the policy. So all the policies implemented by the British government in India had a deep impact on the India's indigenous industries. So all the policies which was introduced by the British government, it had an impact on the Indian traditional crafts. And also the free trade policy followed by the East India Company compelled the Indian traders to sell their goods below the market prices. So because of the license, the free trade license which was given to the East India Company, they compelled the Indian traders to sell their product at low rate. And also this forced many craftsmen to abandon their ancestral handicraft talents. So East India Company's aim was to buy the maximum quality of Indian manufactured goods at the cheapest price and sell them to the other European countries for a huge profit. So because of this, many craftsmen, they left their traditional business. And also the East India Company's only aim is to buy the Indian product at low rate and to sell them at high rate in other countries. And also the British followed the policy of protective tariffs that was much against the trading interest of India. So where they collected the tax and also heavy duty tax were charged on Indian goods. So this trading policy was the major reason behind the decline of the Indian traditional industry. So one is they brought the products, Indian products at low rate. Other one is heavy duty tax was imposed on the Indian goods. So the next reason is the deindustrialization. So the next reason for the decline of industry is deindustrialization. During the first half of the 19th century, Western countries were experiencing industrialization. India suffered a period of industrial decline. So during the 19th century, the Western countries, they had a industrial revolution, whereas in India, we faced a industrial decline. Why? Because of the British rule. And also, the process of disruption of traditional Indian craft and decline in national income has been referred to as deindustrialization. So, deindustrialization definition is the disruption or the interruption in the traditional business and also the decline in the national income is called deindustrialization. And also the Indian domestic industry could not have withstood the foreign competition which was backed by powerful industrial organization with big machinery. So the Indian companies, it was not able to run along with the British companies which was running with the help of huge machines. So there was a tough competition between the Indian goods and the foreign goods which was made perfectly by the machines. And also the another major reason for the decline is the construction of Suez Canal. So the construction of Suez Canal, it reduced the distance between the India and the Britain and also the transport cost was reduced. So the Britain, they transported many raw materials from India. So this is also another major reason for the decline of Indian industries. So children, I hope you are clear with today's session. So today's topic are covered in your textbook. So refer your textbook pages. So from page number 58 to 60. So now it's time for questions. So let's see some evaluation questions. In case of any doubts, you can go through the whole session video once again or else you can refer your textbook. So let's see some questions. So first one, the oldest industry in India was industry of. Second one, What is the integral part in the life of the people? What are the traditional handicraft industries of India? Fourth one, write about the drain theory. And finally, name the inventions which made the production of textiles on the large scale. So children, try to answer all these questions in the notebook which you are maintaining for social science. So we shall continue this lesson in our next session. So in next session we can see about the beginning of modern industry. Thank you.